good afternoon, world, or good morning, or good evening, depending upon what part of the world you're in. And welcome to Tech Talk with Shimira Williams. I'm Elwin Green with Homewood Nation, and we're together again today for the first time in too long with our good friend, our digital diva, Miss Shimira Williams. Miss Williams, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am absolutely fabulous. So today we are going to take a dive into the world of digital currencies. Um, and digital currencies, to kind of define them very simply, those are ways that people have developed of making payments to and from one another, or conducting financial transactions with each other without the use of physical money, just by using digital means to do so. And the most well-known of those, I don't think it's necessarily the first, but it's the one that has gained the most traction, is Bitcoin. It's Bitcoin. And if you are able to access our group chat, you see that Ms. Williams has already posted a link to Bitcoin's website that you can actually click on to begin exploring and getting yourself familiar with it. But what we're doing today is we're actually conducting a bit of an experiment. We could have spent hours upon hours reading scores of documents and drafting an outline and lecturing you about Bitcoin for half an hour. We didn't.
No.
We are going to explore Bitcoin together. Ms. Williams has already begun the process of opening a new Bitcoin account. So, Ms. Shimira, where are we at this so far? What's happening?
So, one thing that it definitely says is be mindful before you decide which Bitcoin wallet that you want to decide. So there are multiple people who are Bitcoin miners. Bitcoin miners are the people who basically sell the Bitcoin, and the transactions are irreversible. So it says be mindful about securing your wallet or who's going to actually hold your transactions. I actually almost finished, except there is a two-step authentication that you need to scan the QR code, get the QR code back with a special code in order to verify your account. So that's the last step that you need to do. Bitcoin is available mobile or on your desktop. So you can actually, your wallet is everywhere you go. And so right now before the end of the day, I will actually scan the QR code so I can get my new code so I can actually access my account. And so that's where we're at with that one.
Okay.
But it was fairly simple. It actually took about 3 minutes to set up. You have to have a secure password. So if you're thinking that, just like it had to have a number in it, it needed to have a symbol in it, it needed to have a uppercase letter, and I think I had to end up putting 12 characters in there.
Okay.
So those are things you should consider. But we should probably roll back and just talk about like what Bitcoin is and how it got started and how it works. I have a little video that I would love to show people so that maybe get a little feel of how Bitcoin is and what it works like.
That would be great. Let's take a look at the video.
I'm going to share my screen.
Excuse me, Shimira, should we be hearing something?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not hearing anything here.
Email. And you can Bitcoin.
How about now?
Yes.
The Bitcoin network is secured by individuals called miners. Miners are rewarded newly generated Bitcoins for verifying transactions. After transactions are verified, they are recorded in a transparent public ledger. Bitcoin opens up a whole new platform for innovation. The software is completely open source and anyone can review the code. Bitcoin is changing finance the same way the web changed publishing. When everyone has access to a global market, great ideas flourish. Bitcoins are a great way for businesses to minimize transaction fees. It doesn't cost anything to start accepting them, and it's easy to set up. There are no chargebacks, and you'll get additional business from the Bitcoin economy. For more information about Bitcoin, visit weusecoins.com.
So since we didn't have audio for a while, I'm going to ask if you can actually replay that. It's fairly short. So can you hit replay so that everyone can have audio from the beginning?
First decentralized digital currency. Bitcoins are digital coins you can send through the internet. Compared to other alternatives, Bitcoins have a number of advantages. Bitcoins are transferred directly from person to person via the net, without going through a bank or clearinghouse. This means that the fees are much lower. You can use them in every country, your account cannot be frozen, and there are no prerequisites or arbitrary limits. Let's look at how it works. Several currency exchanges exist where you can buy and sell Bitcoins for dollars, euros, and more. Your Bitcoins are kept in your digital wallet on your computer or mobile device.
Now we're not getting the video.
Bitcoins is as simple as sending an email, and you can purchase anything with Bitcoin.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
So that time we were getting the audio, but not the video.
All right, let's
Okay. What? All right, there's the video.
there's the video.
What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is the first decentralized digital currency. Bitcoins are digital coins you can send through the internet. Compared to other alternatives, Bitcoins have a number of advantages. Bitcoins are transferred directly from person to person via the net, without going through a bank or clearinghouse. This means that the fees are much lower. You can use them in every country, your account cannot be frozen, and there are no prerequisites or arbitrary limits. Let's look at how it works. Several currency exchanges exist where you can buy and sell Bitcoins for dollars, euros, and more. Your Bitcoins are kept in your digital wallet on your computer or mobile device. Sending Bitcoins is as simple as sending an email, and you can purchase anything with Bitcoin. The Bitcoin network is secured by individuals called miners. Miners are rewarded newly generated Bitcoins for verifying transactions. After transactions are verified, they are recorded in a transparent public ledger. Bitcoin opens up a whole new platform for innovation. The software is completely open source and anyone can review the code. Bitcoin is changing finance the same way the web changed publishing. When everyone has access to a global market, great ideas flourish. Bitcoins are a great way for businesses to minimize transaction fees. It doesn't cost anything to start accepting them, and it's easy to set up. There are no chargebacks, and you'll get additional business from the Bitcoin economy. For more information about Bitcoin, visit weusecoins.com.
Okay, great. We got both the video and the audio that time, so thanks for that. And one of the points that I would like to take note of is from the video, it pointed out that that Bitcoins can be exchanged for standard currencies, dollars, euros, all kinds of yen, whatever, different currencies. So that raises the question about exchange rates. And when Bitcoin was first getting started, of course, because it was so new and nobody knew whether or not it was going to work, and people were skeptical or even downright scared. You know, a Bitcoin didn't have much value in the real world, right? People were not going to pay much in terms of real dollars for a Bitcoin, for one Bitcoin. So a Bitcoin might have been worth $1, 50 cents, a dime, a fraction of a penny, right? But I just checked on Google to get the current exchange rate for Bitcoins. I'm going to see if I can share this because I need more practice at screen sharing. So bear with me just a second.
What I thought was interesting in the notes was it said different jurisdictions have different taxing requirements for Bitcoin.
Yes.
And so
yes.
You needed to make sure that you checked with your jurisdiction about how they went about utilizing or taxing Bitcoins, because some places tax it as another income and an exchange for services and goods. Some people are using it for payroll, which I can't even truly imagine yet, but that sounds great. Like your whole paycheck is on Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing to me.
But as a business owner, I thought it was very, that's a unique opportunity. Like if you know a lot of your clientele and customers are using Bitcoin, that's one of those niche markets that you can captivate. Like, hey, this coffee shop takes Bitcoin, so I'm going to have all my meetings there because I already have a Bitcoin wallet, and I appreciate that.
So the current, let me see if I can share this on the screen so that people see it. Can you see where?
Screen is black.
The screen is black. Okay, that's not what it's supposed to say or show. All right, well, we're not even going to mess with that any further for the sake of time. Google says that right now, one Bitcoin equals $253.81.
Wow.
Yes, that was kind of my.
That was kind of your.
Nothing in terms of dollars. And now they are worth many dollars, right? So, so yeah, whenever you do open create your Bitcoin wallet and begin placing Bitcoins in it, you know, at this point you would need a little over $250 to get one actual Bitcoin. Up to that point, you'll be dealing in fragments of Bitcoins. But that doesn't mean that they are therefore worthless. If you go to your coffee shop and your cup of coffee is $5 and they take Bitcoins, you know, you can give them 1/50th of a Bitcoin to pay for your coffee. So,
I mean, look how that's skyrocketed. I'm sharing my screen now.
Okay, great.
So you may be able to see how in 2014, the price of it just skyrocketed and then came back down. I would be interested to find out what that data point is and what happened that make Bitcoin go that high. I mean, in the video, it shows people using it to buy a house. A house?
Yeah, that would not make a lot of banks happy. But
I mean, there's actually a real-time Bitcoin marker. You know, we think of the stock market, but there's actually, so today it opened at $249.94. Today's low was $249.27, and today's high was $253.49. So the market is volatile.
yes, and there's no saying how high the value of Bitcoins might goes still. As you were just showing us, at one point in 2014, it looks like it actually reached $1,200 for a single Bitcoin. My guess would be that the thing behind that was simply a heightened degree of publicity, more stories appearing in the media about Bitcoin, and more people becoming aware of it, right? And beginning to get excited about it. But now that excitement has died down, so that a lot of people have gone beyond the hype, but even on the other side of the hype, people are seeing real solid value to this currency and to this platform, because it's not just a type of money, but it is a way of doing transactions, right? So the whole platform itself is what creates a lot of the value. And we can make comparisons with other ways in which people have made use of the internet to create platforms for exchanging value that that kind of blow up. The most obvious example for me right now is Uber. Okay, I'm going to ask you to hold just a second. Okay. Okay, so if you think about Uber, it's called a ride-sharing service. Some people call it a jitney.
I call it a jitney with a web or a mobile app.
In Pennsylvania, big legal battle because the taxi cab companies fought Uber because they saw Uber interfering with their market while not being regulated in the same way that they are. You know, taxi companies are regulated by the Public Utilities Commission.
Right.
Uber was not falling under that regulation. And so big legal battle. The PUC has granted Uber a provisional temporary license so that they are able to operate in Pittsburgh and in Pennsylvania. But the bottom line for all of this, what I'm getting to, is that Uber has become absolutely huge. How huge is it? Well, they're on the cover of Fast Company, but that's not the point. Check this out. Uber has can you see that? A $50 billion valuation. Okay? Uber is a $50 billion company, and on the face of it, they are in the transportation business. Uber, for users, it functions like a cab,
right?
But they don't own a single cab.
Not one.
They don't own cars.
Right? They don't have to deal with the maintenance of a car. They don't have to deal with insurance of a car. They don't have to deal with any of those overhead items that make taxis, like, you know, when you get in a taxi, there's that fee automatically as soon as you sit down. Right. And like, I've been places people are like, oh, I'm just going to call it Uber. I'll just get an Uber. Like it's now like Google it. It's like,
right. It's
I'm going to get a bird.
Like, right.
Okay.
And so Uber is at this point basically the world's largest personal transportation company, and they don't own any cabs. Airbnb.
Yeah. Oh, I've tried Airbnb.
Airbnb. If anybody doesn't know yet what Airbnb is a company that allows individuals to rent out space in their homes to travelers or to other individuals, you know, using the internet, right? Using your mobile phone and connecting with people through their platform. Airbnb, the largest personal lodging company in the world, and they do not own a single piece of real estate. They don't own hotels, all right? but it's the platform, is being able to connect with people, partly through computers, but more so through our mobile devices, so that you can connect with other people everywhere you go. Wherever you are, you pull out your phone, you pull out your tablet, and you make the connection, and you're able to get an Uber vehicle, and you're able to crash on, in somebody's spare bedroom, or even on a couch in a hallway, right?
Some people are being extra creative with their Airbnb spaces.
So what was your experience like with Airbnb? Or should I not ask?
It's one that I don't
Maybe we won't go.
But I'm not against the concept. So even though like my experience may not have been all that great, I'm not against the concept. Okay. I actually like it. I say to people when they want to do that, though, to make sure that they really reach out to the person who's sharing and get all the details they could possibly get. Some people are not home when they're sharing. Some people are home when they're sharing. Some people have extra space. So think people who have duplexes or, rooms, in Pittsburgh, we know the garage apartment. And so some people are taking their garage apartments and turning them completely into Airbnb spaces, those are the cool ones. Or when it's another wing of the house. But when it's like, here's my bedroom right down the hall from the rest of my family, it gets a little weird. Yeah. But if you just need to crash for the night, like you're going in for a conference and you just need to crash for a night, it works. It's a shower, it's a bed, it's sometimes the kitchen, it's sometimes.
So, but all of these services, these companies have grown to huge size, providing services. No, well, actually not providing platforms that allow people to supply services to each other. And the companies themselves don't actually provide the service itself. They provide the platform that allows individuals to connect with each other. And that, to bring it all back to our starting point, that is what Bitcoin is and what Bitcoin does. Bitcoin is not a bank. Bitcoin is not a finance company. Bitcoin is an outfit that provides this platform that allows people to connect with each other, to exchange value in the form of this digital currency. So in that way, it's similar to Uber, it's similar to B, and based on what we've seen happen with Uber and Airbnb, yes, I was actually coming to making a point here with all of this. Based on what we've seen happen with Uber and Airbnb, I think it's safe to say that we can expect Bitcoin to just get bigger and bigger and bigger. You may not be using it yet. You may not even know anybody who's using it yet, but I will go enough out on a limb to predict that in 3 to 5 years, every coffee shop you go to, the dry cleaners, pretty much every merchant you deal with will at least provide you with the opportunity to use Bitcoin in dealing with them. So that's my guess. Ms. Williams, what do you think?
I think you're right on target with that. I know that in a lot of second generation life or virtual reality games, Bitcoin is the currency that you can actually use. Like you can actually use that currency within their gaming systems or their platforms. And so there's a whole network of people who are already utilizing Bitcoin in their transactions. So just imagine playing a player game and the exchange currency to buy items within there or to exchange funds with the people you play with. They're using Bitcoin because they're already together. They already have an established relationship. They can send money to each other back and forth. And it happens all around the world. So that's the cool thing. Think about all the people who are immigrants to places and they are able to send money back to their community.
Right.
Without having to a bank or, so if you live in a rural setting where there's no bank, but you have access to a mobile device, you can actually get the funds that you need and still make purchases within that marketplace. And so it's going to take its own life. I really see it moving forward. But first we have to get people who are, I'm still amazed when people are like, nah, we don't take PayPal. And I'm like, what?
Right.
Like, I basically want to check out with PayPal for everything. If PayPal is an option, I'm going with PayPal. And I know people who don't still get into the e-commerce of today's marketplace. And they say it's because of the fees attached, but the fee is it's not really that high when you think about the time you save of going to the bank and going to do the transactions and things like that. Like the funds are available immediately. I know Facebook feels that digital currency is so on that you now can buy stuff on your face through Facebook. They are now rolling that out.
Wow. Hold on a second. Pause. Time out. You can now buy things on Facebook using Bitcoin.
Using your own account. Now, I bet you some Bitcoin person has already probably linked to it.
Okay.
But you can actually use your own bank account right now. So
all right,
we are moving to a place where when I graduated from high school, I wrote a scholarship application that said about digital currency. And it said, will money be available in the next 5 years? And I thought, that was in 1996. I didn't see money I thought everything would be plastic. I didn't think that we would still be printing money. Mm-hmm. And so I see that printed money will go away. I have a feeling before I die, there will be no printed money. The concept of printed money and coins will be gone.
I suspect that you're correct in that. And a lot of people have actually been predicting that for some time. But with and steps have taken place, right? We've had the development of credit cards using plastic, and we've had banks the ability to do banking transactions online, and we have PayPal come along that allows you to do transactions entirely outside of a bank using PayPal itself. Now we have an actual digital currency that Bitcoin is both the platform that it operates on, and a Bitcoin is the currency itself. So now we have an actual digital currency that you can use on a digital platform, and that merchants and individuals can use to exchange value with each other. And when you have that, then who needs these, right?
I mean, the banking industry is terrified by this. Between Bitcoin and crowdfunding, they're trying to figure out how will they stay profitable.
That's a big question, and it's going to be bigger, I think. But I will let them pay their people hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars to try to figure that out. In the meantime, I would just like to pull back for a moment to ourselves and you and me and people like us, you know, we're small business owners, right? And we want to grow our businesses. We're not trying to protect billion-dollar enterprises. We're trying to grow to become, well, billion-dollar enterprises, or at least multi-million-dollar enterprises. So we have to be very future-oriented. We have to lay groundwork with ourselves and with our businesses that will allow us to participate in all of the benefits of all of these changes that are coming along. So it would behoove us, small business owners, to get acquainted with Bitcoin and to begin learning how to use it. Both you and I are members of the Homewood Business Association, which is like the business association for business owners in Homewood Brushton. And I don't know how many people we have, a couple of dozen maybe, who are actual members. And I'm excited about the group because I love small business owners. I think that entrepreneurs are really the key to solving a lot of the problems that we have in Homewood and a lot of other places. That as businesses grow, they can hire more people, and when more people have jobs, a lot of other problems simply go away. Okay, so.
Which is the greatest thing about the Uber and the Uber and the Airbnb. They've created an income for those people.
Yes.
An additional income that they can do on their own time.
Yep. Absolutely. But I'm hoping that that we'll be able to work with our fellow business owners in HBBA and in Homewood. I would love to see Homewood be the place where the business owners are like really smart about making use of Bitcoin, digital currencies, and all of this stuff to reduce their expenses, increase their efficiency, and increase the bottom line. So all of that, I think, is to say that we may be circling back to this at some point in the future. And getting together with some of our fellow business owners to really explore in more depth, you know, how Homewood can embrace Bitcoin and make it part of life in this community.
I would love to see someone in Homewood become a Bitcoin miner.
Oh man. My only personal point of hesitation about that is that I don't think I have sufficient hardware. Although, if I put together all of my old computers that I still have laying around, I might be able to gin up the processing power that I need to become a miner. But we'll see. It is a little bit after 1. It's 1:05. So we've done half an hour, which is what we try to keep it to. Thanks again, Ms. Williams. It's been great as always. Always enjoy the chat.
I do.
And you folks out there, thanks for watching. Whether you did it now or whether you're watching us later, either way, please know that we are planning to return. Today is the second Wednesday of October. We're planning to return on the second Wednesday of November, which will be 11/11, and we are planning to talk about what's the best word for this? Mesh networks. What's the terminology that we use?
Mesh networks would be the best way to talk about them.
Okay, and then can you give us a brief definition, because you may do it better than I would.
A mesh network is when I'm trying not to be too technical on that. When someone is sharing their Wi-Fi connections among multiple people with repeaters in between, and so it creates basically a net of Wi-Fi available to people Yeah, so let's say that your house, you share your Wi-Fi, and then it's the church 3 blocks down shares theirs, and then there's somebody who has just the antenna in between. Then we all could have a big cast of Wi-Fi network over top of that space, because we're harnessing the power of each other's Wi-Fi connections and internet access. So,
which means that people who are within range of that Wi-Fi network don't have to use their data plans.
And right? They can go on, correct.
To go online. So again, we're talking about people connecting and sharing resources that they have that they aren't using all the time.
Because
right?
You're not always using all of your data, correct.
Right.
And there's security on it so that they're not actually accessing your data. But we'll get more into that the next time that we talk.
All right. So the second Wednesday of November, 11/11, we'll be getting together again for Homewood Nation Presents Tech Talk with Shimira Williams, and we'll be talking about mesh networks. Mesh networks. Okay. Obviously, I need to go to lunch. Thanks for watching.